Good morning. I am pleased to meet you through a new video. Today, we will study about approaches, methods, procedures, and techniques. English language teaching methodology. If these lessons are useful to you, you can subscribe the channel for more teaching videos. Intended learning outcomes of today's session. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to answer these questions. What are approaches, methods, procedures, and techniques? How are they useful in delivering educational contents to learners? What are the factors contributing in the selection of appropriate approaches, methods, procedures, and techniques in a language classroom? In order to understand these concepts, this table explains the concepts well. Approach has been an umbrella term. Under that, we have methods. Under one approach, there may be more than one methods. Under each methods, there are procedures. Under each procedure, you can see separate techniques. What are approaches in language teaching? Approaches are theories related to language acquisition, learning, and teaching. Factors promoting language acquisition, learning, and teaching. Approaches explain those information related to those points. Traditional approaches for language teaching. You know, language teaching is not a newly emerged activity. It is an age-old activity in this world. Therefore, there were a number of traditional approaches which were practiced, which were used to teach a foreign language to learners. Some were successful and some were failures. We will read this information now. Many approaches are outdated or not in use in present language classrooms. Examples include grammar translation. It was criticized as it did not help to develop communicative competence of the learners. The direct methods, the audiolingual method, etc. However, many aspects of them are still used in certain contexts. For example, research reports indicates the effectiveness of grammar translation methods to teach legal English to foreign students, as it serves to find the meaning and equivalence in both languages. From this, we can understand though some approaches are outdated or not in use in present language classrooms. Certain aspects of them are practiced unconsciously, either unconsciously or consciously in many language classrooms. We saw an example for that. Current well-known approaches for ESL teaching: communicative language teaching, task-based approach, project-based approach, lexical syllabus, using smartphones, computer-assisted language teaching and learning. These are not a concrete approaches, but these are some known approaches in present ESL classrooms. However, each approach has its own merits and demerits. So as teachers, we have to learn how we can utilize the advantages of these approaches. By understanding these disadvantages or the disadvantages of these approaches, teachers can overcome a number of difficulties and challenges they face in the language classrooms. The selection of approaches and methods for an application in the language classroom depends on the cultural, social, and individual backgrounds and educational goals of the learners. These will help us, those factors will help us to select an appropriate approach and methods. Many ESL teachers prefer communicative language teaching approach due to the following reasons. It focuses on communication, communicative function. It emphasizes meaning and fluency. Accuracy is placed in the second place. It encourages learners to use the language for their real-life situations. It gives importance to practical, not to theory. It develops communicative skills of the learners to be used outside the class. However, there are some disadvantages too. The ultimate purpose of learning a language is to communicate each other, communicate with each other. Therefore, if a teacher teaches a language with the purpose of producing students as efficient communicators in the target language, that kind of teaching is appreciated. We can understand what are methods and how do we select methods. We can recall the information that we have studied on the approach. Approaches are theories related to language, language acquisition, learning and teaching. Also factors promoting language acquisition, learning and teaching. Methods: decision making with the knowledge gained from the theories. Methods indicate the practical implementation. Different ways adapted by the teacher to impart his or her knowledge. Those different routes indicate different approaches, different methods. So from approach, we decide the methods. What are procedures? You may remember the procedures of your English language teachers. First, what they did first, what they did secondly, what they did next. So these are procedures. Procedures are step-by-step activities which are carried out by the teachers during a particular lesson. Further, procedures show the order of the teacher's works in the class. Teachers follow various procedures during each stage of his/her lesson, whether it is introduction stage, or the presentation stage, or the practice stage. A teacher has to follow procedures in an order in order to successfully and effectively introduce the language to the learners. Order of the procedures, effectiveness in carrying out the procedures are very important for a successful teacher. Teaching procedures can be understood through this map. As I mentioned earlier, approach has been an umbrella term. From the knowledge approach, we select methods. From methods, we decide what should be done first and what should be done secondly. Those are procedures. We call them as teaching procedures. You may remember what your teacher did first to explain or to teach passive voice. What did your teacher do to teach adjectives in the class? Those step-by-step activities of the teacher are called procedures. You can recall the procedures adapted by your teacher in your own class. Common procedures followed at each stage. Introduction stage. First, greet the students. Engage in a few casual conversations. Narrating a story or discussion related to the teaching topic. Briefing the objectives of the lesson. Presentation stage. First, initiate with the information discussed at introduction stage, and the activities of the teacher, step-by-step activities of the teacher can be listed down under the presentation stage. The step-by-step activities administered by the teacher to introduce the topic, new topic. Practice stages include guided practice as well as free practice. The practice can be done in a controlled and in a free way using the pupils as well as workbooks of the students. At the application stage, students have to think and generate ideas with the newly learned language items. This stage has to be planned carefully since the students need to demonstrate their cognitive skills to complete a task compared to the other stages. Evaluation stage. Actually, this evaluation is an assessment to receive feedback. The teacher can conduct written as well as oral evaluation. One of the purposes of questioning is to assess students' understanding. Teacher gives feedback during the correction. You can refer to the video on error correction to recall error correction techniques. The final stage, warming down. Many scholarly articles do not mention this stage. However, since it is an important stage that has been listed down here. So what do you do during the warming down stage? You brief what you taught or learned in the particular lesson, give feedback on their performance, and indicate possible common remedies. Give instructions on future activities for their reinforcement and further practice, wishing the students and winding up the lecture. These are the common procedures you as a teacher or the teachers do in common, or the teachers follow as procedures. Techniques. All the forms of activities and exercises administered in the class will show the techniques of the teacher. Teacher administers various types of activities in each stage. Indirectly, the knowledge gained from theories is used by the teacher to design various activities and exercises for the learners. Examples include listening to the teacher, reading the text silently, acting role play, discussing in groups, answering questions, etc. Application of knowledge into practice. Competency levels are achieved through each activity in the textbooks. Textbook and teacher's guide describe the competency levels clearly. Therefore, a teacher should adapt efficient methods and techniques for a successful teaching and learning process. Knowledge about various language teaching approaches, methods, procedures, and techniques, and the teacher's knowledge about students, their feedback, and teachers' pedagogical experiences will help a teacher to select powerful techniques to teach a target language successfully. Selecting appropriate methods and techniques. Since teaching has been a dynamic process, no methods are solid and permanent. Teachers need to adapt new approaches and methods according to the needs and the ever-changing preference of their learners. Therefore, the creativity of the teachers is appreciated in many places when defining their successful characteristics. It is evident that due to the pandemic, there is a paradigm shift in using modern technology in the language classrooms. If one observes closely, he can understand how they are innovative and creative in line with many English language teaching theories. It is for your revision. You can understand what is approach. From approach, there are methods. Under each method, you have procedures, and under each procedure, you have techniques. You can recall how your teacher, what are the steps that your teacher took in order to teach new topics for you in your classrooms. And under each procedure, what were the techniques used by the teacher? Once you recall them, you can fully understand about its purposes and the achievement level. Question for your thoughts. Can a teacher teach English without the knowledge of these approaches and methods in Sri Lankan context? If not, how is this knowledge helpful to plan their lessons? Do you know what approaches and methods are used to design techniques for your students? How far do your teaching procedures attract students' attention and support students' learning? You can answer these questions from the points that you have taken from my teaching, and when you recall your experiences, how and what your teachers taught to you. Traditional approaches in Sri Lankan contexts. In the next video, we will study how we can utilize certain aspects of traditional approaches in Sri Lankan classrooms, where the learners speak either Tamil or Sinhala as their mother tongue. In addition, ESL teachers have to question themselves whether the theories related to language learning and acquisition, promoting factors of language learning are adequate enough to conduct successful English language teaching and learning in Sri Lanka. It is important to question ourselves on the application of psychological as well as sociological theories in ESL classrooms in Sri Lanka, since English language teaching has been a challenge in many classrooms in the country. I came to the end of my teaching. You can take these points in order to perform the examination successfully. Thank you.